This tutorial is about RevelationsMaster. This is the program that will automatically modify regression parameters defined in the base dataset created by the preprocessor. It will modify those regression parameters in an effort to find the best possible match for observed well historical data defined in the base data file. So if I open up the base data file, the preprocessor, that one which we have created in the previous example tutorial, in this base data file in edit regression parameters, we have specified for certain number of wells, edit region numbers, and selected grid areas for these parameters. So if this data file now has also been placed in a network folder, so I'm going to open RevelationsMaster and get that data file. In that data file has been placed in a network folder where we have that data file in this network folder. And in the network folder, once we open it, we see that we have the variables, and these are the same regression parameters that we have just seen in that base data file. So we've opened up the data file, base data file, we've seen the regression parameters, and we want to find the better answer for our history match using this option, search starting point. We have other options, so just to quickly describe that, from the search starting point, given a starting value for each of these regression parameters, the program will step out in each direction until it finds a better match, and keep on repeatedly in cycles, stepping out until we find no better match. So essentially it's like a steepest descent from that starting point. When it finds no better match, or within the maximum number of cycles, it will stop the run. The other option is to you yourself, the user, providing a list of cases to try, and trying to see which of those try points would provide a better match. Or the third option is a probe option, where instead of you providing the try points, the program will randomly generate a set of try points within a given range to try to find one with a better match. So in this tutorial, I'm going to use search starting point. So in my search starting point, I'm going to have to define the operation. Click on the right hand side of the cell, click here. I come up with a drop box saying I can multiply, add, equal, or leave blank. So I'm going to try to say, for porosity, I'm going to try to add a certain starting value. Now, add means for the given range of cells defined in this region here, I'm going to add a value, in this case 0, I can say. That means I'm going to keep the initial range of values in the range of cells, and simply start from that range of values, adding a initial value of 0. I'm going to add a minimum value of say minus 0.1, so I have to be careful that I do not create a negative value. So I'm going to add a minimum value of minus 0.1, dropping the initial values in the range by 0.1, or add a maximum value of say 0.2. That means I'm going to increase the initial values by up to maximum of say 0.2. A very minimum step change. This can be computed by the program, and the step change will stop for this parameter once it reaches this minimum step value. I can let program calculate it, or I can say it's enter a value, say 0.001, for example. And for permeability, I can choose a different operation, say multiply by say multiply by 1. If I multiply by 1, That means I'm going to multiply every current cell value, the range of values in this region, by 1 with a minimum multiplier of say 0.01, with a maximum multiplier of say 10, with a minimum multiplier of change in multiplier of say 0.001. And for the next regression parameter, porosity, in this region, I can choose to say equal. Equal means regardless of the current values of the cells in that region, I'm going to replace it with a new value. So that is a uniform new value equal to say an initial value of say 0.2, and that minimum value, the equal value instead of 0.2, I could say I'm not going to go below a flat value of say 0.1, with a maximum flat value of 0.3 for the range of cells defined in this region. I'm going to let the program set that for me. A permeability of say multiply, say I'm just say multiply again, multiply 1 using this same value, and I can repeat this for Control C for the different parameter values, and Control V. So I'm going to define a starting point with this operation, minimum, maximum range. I'm going to run the regression, and I'm going to run it on this shared folder. Now, this program itself can run up to, in this case, according to my license, up to 8 possible simultaneous cases. But since this is a slow computer, I'm going to bring it down to 0 and have my fast network program I've installed in that network program this Revelations run network cases. And Revelations run network cases is currently set up on that computer. We have 32 cases maximum, and it's going to run it quickly, 32 cases per cycle. And I'm going to report the run status, see what the run status is. And I'm going to start report run status, and it's going to try to watch this case and show a current cycle and tried cases on the cycle. So I'm going to start the regression with no cases run on this computer, with all the cases run on my network computer. I'm going to delete all intermediate cycles, all intermediate run files, all my list files, block files, restart files, message files, status files. I'm going to delete all of them. I'm going to try to use the maximum, say, 30 cycles in this case. So I'm going to repeat, step out 30 times and try to find a better match. And as soon as I find a better match, I'm going to stop the runs based on that better match, and I'm going to initiate the run. So let me start this regression now. I'm going to I'm going to have the program calculate that for me. And it's started regression number 1. If I want to stop it, if I'm in a hurry, I can stop it after the current cycle if I check this box. But right now, I'm going to let this go cycle by cycle. And in my report revelations cases, I'm going to show the current cycle. The current cycle is current cycle number 1, and it's running on my X32 computer. I'm running 17, in this case, 17 simultaneous cases on that computer, and it's going to tell me on my report revelations what is my objective function, the run status, the time is computed, and I can show cycles, and in this case it's showing me is the best objective function value for different observed parameters, for different regression parameters. And I'm going to now pause this program. I'm going to pause this program and wait until it's finished up to 30 cases and to find out what's the best possible error. So in this current case here, I've got 3 cycles run. My best case is try case 29 with the best set of parameters of my initial starting value. The best error of this one, if I go back and see my previous report revelations, showing my tried cases, my previous case was this case here in cycle 1. In cycle 2, it found a better case here, and it's reported that in this, it's improved further already. It got to 8,094, and in cycle number 4. So if my report revelation shows me that I've got a better case sitting here now. So my case is getting better for each cycle, and I have to wait until all the cycles are completed before analyzing the run. So this shows you how to use RevelationsMaster, and I'm going to pause it and go away and come back. And when all 30 cycles have been finished, I will see what the best match has been for this particular set of parameters. So after a number of minutes, about 20 minutes, this case has stopped, and we have reached a number of 30 cycles, and we have reduced our objective function down to about 6,700. If I go back to report runs and show try cases and show you that the yellow is the improved the best of that particular cycle, and at the end of it is down to 6,750, which is this number here, and sorry, no, it's this number here, 6,759,356 on the 30th case, and it went down from initially about 10,000 something in the original starting point. So it's done improvement on the objective function, and the best values is obtained are these values for the regression parameters. We can see that this regression number 1 has been obtained to get this value, which is the same as that. And now we can try another regression, and we create regression number 2 starting from this starting value and changing our limits. If we found that it reached our limits, like here it reached our limit of 0.2, sorry, here it reached a limit of 10. If we expand the limit to say 20, we might get a better match. We can start this regression cycle again, and it will be saved in our regression file. So we will discuss more details of this RevelationsMaster in future tutorials. Thank you for your attention.